Welcome to the Bradley Real Estate Group. So today we're here with the lovely Erica for another market report.
So guys, we're gonna go over the market report. It's gonna be similar to what we did last month, but now we're, completely into June of 2024. So we're gonna compare January report to February's report. So now that we're in March, we have all the data that we need for February. So it's a lot of things that happen in January that are very similar. But the biggest thing that stands out to me is the number of closed sales. So back in January, there were only 118 homes that closed. But now we're seeing in the month of February that has increased to 133 homes that were closed. So that's kind of telling me that people are coming out of their shell and purchasing houses now. Back in January, the average sales price was at $207,000, which is kind of weird because more people are purchasing now with the sales price averaging at $213,000. So almost $7,000 more, and people are purchasing more houses. The days on market though for our sellers, anybody that's looking to sell a house, is about the same. So even though the average sales price went up about almost $7,000, we are still selling houses at about the same rate. And also the average square footage, the price stay exactly the same. So
not even $1.
Not even $1. It's at $117 per square feet in Richmond County.
Right. And so two things that I can see here. It's taking them literally around 88, so that's 90, right? About 3 months to sell a house from the moment they got listed to the moment it gets sold. About 3 months. But the market is actually improving. So you have more sales for a little bit higher average price.
Correct.
So that also tells, like somebody says, hey, my prediction is every time after the Super Bowl, things heat up,
Yeah.
right? When in the market in real estate. And literally this showed us that. You have more people buying and the prices went up. So
Right.
definitely don't sit on the sideline. I guess you just have to make that decision. If you have to move for any reason at all, do you want to buy later because the interest rates went down, but then you're going to end up buying at a higher price?
Correct.
Or would you just buy now at the price when it's the lowest it could ever be? Even though the interest rate is higher, you could always refinance.
Correct.
So you just got to keep that in mind whenever you're making your decision. But for the average price per square foot not to even budge, that means that people are buying the same size house for more money, or smaller houses for more money.
For more money, and that's correct. And like she said, even if you really have to take in perspective, you want to continue paying someone else's mortgage, because if you're not paying your own mortgage, of course we know that you're paying for someone else to build equity into their home. So regardless of whether the interest rate is 7% or 5%, the market will always fix itself. So you're gonna basically pay the same exact mortgage, whether it's at 5% or at 7%, because at 5%, the house price, the overall price is going to be higher. So it's going to reach equilibrium regardless of what the interest rate is.
That is exactly right. I love that you put that into perspective. But if you're a seller and you're like, oh, I wonder, maybe someone that just bought a few years ago might not necessarily, they feel this. But somebody that has been living in the same house for 15, 20 years, and they're thinking about maybe downsizing or even moving out. But maybe you're thinking like, oh, my kids are gone to college and it's just my husband and I, my wife and I in this house. We're thinking about downsizing. I wonder if the market has improved enough, if I have equity. Well, if you're in Richmond County right now, you take your square footage, multiply it by 117, and you will be close.
And that's about the average.
Yeah, that's about the average right now.
Or you can reach out to one of us and we'll let you know exactly what your house was.
Absolutely. Again, this is average, so I'm glad that you said
average.
That. This is just, we're literally just empowering you with data right now so that you can know kind of what's going on. But if you really want an accurate report and you want to know how much equity is in your property, you're not bothering us.
No.
This is for information. We'll gladly do it. We want to be your agent of choice, your knowledge broker, your resource. So use us. Awesome. So what we're doing now is just comparing Columbia County. And so we have January versus February. It was literally about the same thing.
Yep.
About the same exact thing. So last month in January, we had 152 closed homes. And this month, 2 months ago in January, 152 closed homes. And last month in February, 162. So we have about 10 more homes that sold in Columbia County in the month of February. Now this is a shocker. You have January 385,355. So 385,000 was the average sales price, and it dipped a little bit, about $5,000. In February, it was 379,000 was the average sales price. Now the average days on the market went from 101 days in January to 105 days in February. And price per square feet, it's about the same. You know, you had 158 average price per square foot in January and 157 last month. So, I mean, that's pretty stable in Columbia County. You have a few more sales again, but everything else pretty much remain about the same. Very, very close. And then I can attribute that maybe the average price point going down to that extra, that $1 that it went down per square foot probably made that $5,000 difference in the average sales price. But for the most part, it's about the same in Columbia County. If your house, of course, again, reach out to us and we'll gladly help you. Or if you are maybe watching us and you're one of our friends, family, or one of our followers, thank you so much for supporting us out there. And you don't live here, we want you to know that we can still recommend you to a professional, a top producing professional that's going to take care of you. So just reach out to us and we'll gladly find you an agent in whatever city you are located in. As a seller in Columbia County right now, about $157 per square foot is what you can expect average. So if your house is above average or below average, you know, nobody will really admit it unless there's issue in the house or you're trying to sell as is, then reach out to one of us and we can refine that number for you. But just know that you can expect about 105 days on the market. So if you're in day 60, 2 months in, and you haven't even received an offer, then just make sure that you know that price, condition, and marketing. You know, like how's your house being marketed? Those are 3 things that affect the sale of your home.
But I do want to say that just looking at the report month after month after month, our location here in the CSRA is really stable. So we really do have a stable market, and you do want to make sure that you reach out to a professional that is in your specific area. If you're buying or selling in the CSRA, you want to make sure that you have an agent that knows what's going on, because regardless of what's going on in Atlanta, our market, in any market that you're looking at, is super hyper local. It's hyper local. So no matter what's going on in Atlanta, it's not going to really affect what's going on here. So you want to make sure you reach out to one of us or somebody that's local so that we can give you valid information.
Right. We are super blessed in our area.
Yeah, sure. It's super stable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you can see, these numbers don't really fluctuate. Now, they may fluctuate going into March or springtime, and you know, that's just a normal consumerism. But throughout the year, it's a really stable market.
Yes. And then proof is in the pudding. We just talked about it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed and liked our YouTube page, please do so that you can stay informed with more market knowledge and other videos that we do educating you in the real estate process.
In our giveaways, we're always giving away.
In our giveaways. If anything, sign up because of our giveaways. Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all.
See you next time.